Now the topic before us is key steps for interviews to take during and after the interview. First, we will discuss the steps which should be taken by the candidate during the interview. First point is first impression. Whenever you meet someone for the first time, it is the first impression. First impression is formed very quickly and typically within the 7 to 10 seconds of meeting someone. So it means that when you are appearing for the interview, you have very less time to impress the prospective employer. You can create positive first impression on the prospective employer by maintaining good eye contact, by a warm smile, dressing appropriately, and going to the interview in time, and having good posture, and introducing yourself to the interviewer in a confident manner. Next point is speak clearly. Do not mumble. Mumble means to speak in a low or barely audible voice, or to say something quickly or hesitantly. When you speak very quickly or speak in a low voice, the interviewer may not understand what you are saying. So, never mumble during the interview. Mumbling conveys a lack of confidence. It is also often seen as a sign of poor communication skills. Always speak with confidence. Third point is body language. Here are few examples of positive body language. When you are appearing for the interview, sit straight. Then nod your head can indicate that you are listening attentively and you understand what the interviewer is saying to you. Nodding means moving your head up and down or in this way. Then you are to use appropriate hand gestures during the interview. It emphasizes your points and conveys confidence. Next point is never slouch. Slouch means to stand, move, or sit in a lazy or dropping way. Dropping way means to bend your shoulders downward. So, whenever you are appearing for the interview, you are to sit or stand straight, and you are to also keep your shoulders straight. By using positive body language, you can improve your chances of success in the interview. Next point is active listening. Active listening means you are to listen attentively to the interviewer what he is saying to you. If he is asking you some question, you should give proper attention to his questions so that you can give proper reply to the questions. If you listen to the interviewer carefully, it also shows that you are giving proper respect to the interviewer. If you do not understand the question, then you can ask the interviewer for clarification. It does not mean that if you will ask the question for clarification, the interviewer will mind it. He will rather realize that you are more interested in giving a proper reply to the question. By listening carefully before answering, you can demonstrate that you are very thoughtful and attentive. Next point is give brief answers. Whenever the interviewer is asking you questions, you are to give complete reply. But it does not mean that you should give a lengthy reply. You should give the reply in a very concise manner. Be brief and to the point. If you go on providing unnecessary details during the answers, it will annoy the interviewer. So do not ramble during the interview. Next point is comments about the previous employers. Sometimes the interviewer may ask you questions about your previous employers, and if during the interview you give negative comments about the previous employer, it may give a sign that you are not good in maintaining social connections, or you have negative thoughts in your mind. It may also mean to the interviewer that you may create a negativity if you are selected for the job. So whenever a person, the interviewer asks you questions about your previous employer, you should only tell that what are those skills or what type of experience you gained during the previous employees. Be positive, never say anything negative about the previous employer. Negativity can harm your chances of getting the job. No matter how much you may have disliked the previous employer, do not say anything negative about the previous employer. Next point is, look for something in common. Whenever you are appearing for the interview, you can see around the interview room and you can see that there is some certificate or some photograph which it is hanging on the wall of the interview room. Then after going through that, you can say that I have also studied in the particular school, or I have studied in the particular college. It will create a something common between you and the interviewer. the there are many persons who are impressed by the fact that the candidate is having something in common with the interviewer, and it may increase of your chances of getting the job. But it does not mean that only by suggesting that there is something in common between the interviewer and the interviewee you will get the job. There are other factors such as your qualification, your experience, and other things which the interviewer also takes into account while selecting a candidate for the job. Next point is, do not give up the interview. There may be circumstances that during the interview you come to know as a candidate that this job is not suitable for you, or you may not perform well if you have been selected for the job, or the expectations of the employer are very much on the higher side and you will not be able to meet the same. So in that circumstances, you will naturally like that you should leave the interview in the midway. Never do that. You should go through the interview in a routine manner. It You can presume or you can think that this is only a trial, or it will serve as an experience or practice for you, that you are appearing for the interview. If you There may be chance that if you go on attending the interviews like this, one day you will surely get the job which is suitable for you. So you should never give up the interview, even if you are have you are 100% sure that you will not join the particular job. Next point is closing questions. Closing questions by the interview can leave a positive impact on the interviewer. So it is proper on the part of the candidate that he should prepare in advance some closing questions which he can ask to the interviewer. The examples of such questions may be, is there anything I can clarify about my qualifications? Or what are the next steps in the job hiring process? Or what qualities do you think are the most important for someone to succeed in his role? Or how does the company measures success in this position? Next point is, after the interview, send a thank you note. Within 24 to 40 hours after the interview, you should send a thank you note or email to the interviewer expressing your gratitude for the opportunity to interview. This can demonstrate your professionalism, enthusiasm, and appreciation for their time. There are some other points also which the candidate should note. Reflect on the interview. During the interview, what you have performed, you should think about that when the interview is over. If you judge your performance during the interview, you can pinpoint the various shortcomings which might be there in, such as in your communication skills, or what type of the, you can also learn about the expectations of the interviewers, or you can also judge the various trends in the market about the qualifications which may be required in the current scenario. Next point is follow up. If you do not hear back from the interviewer within a week, you can politely follow up through a mail or a phone call to inquire about the status of your application. This demonstrates your interest in this role. Next point is continue your job search. Even if you are sure that you may get the job, you may be wrong at some point. So never leave job searching. You should continue the job search up to the point when you get the appointment letter and you join the particular job. Next point is stay positive. Do not get discouraged if you do not get the job. Note that rejection or failure in the interview is a routine process. Whenever you are applying for the job, and when you already know that there is lot of unemployment in the market and there is lot of competition in the job market itself, most of the persons are likely to face rejection. So do not mind or take it to heart if you do not get selected for the job. Keep applying, keep refining your skills, and in due course you will find the right job for yourself. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.